Hello everybody and welcome to Geekstreet Café. Today we are going to be doing a topic discussion about smart home hubs and how you can use them to benefit your tech lifestyle. Now I know that this might put off some people because they're just like, I don't want to learn about this right now, I don't have to go through this, it's a learning curve. So let's talk about options. You have a lot of them when it comes to choosing a hub for you. For example, Nest makes a hub, Samsung makes a hub, Apple makes a hub that you can use your Apple TV or the new Apple HomePod that allows you to do that kind of stuff. The most popular one known around right now is the Amazon using the Echo as a hub. So you have these different things that you can use as the single go-to source to control all of your stuff. So if you have remote switches, if you have Philips Hue bulbs, if you have a Nest thermostat, if you have basically all of these things that you have the option to automate your home and do cool stuff with, you can work with it from this hub whether you're at home or not. So today I'm not here to really compare and contrast those different hubs one from another. That might be a future video, but that's a very lengthy conversation to have. What I am here to talk to you guys about is why you should have one. So I use the Amazon Echo series, if you can't tell, because I've got one here, I've got one in my bedroom, one in the living room, eventually I'll have one in the kitchen. I mean, I can scatter them all around, which means that gets me that voice control option just about anywhere. And it lets me control just about anything I want to do. If you're wondering why I've unplugged mine, it's because for the sake of this video, I didn't want it to trigger every time I said Alexa. It would just frustrate the mess out of me. But with the Amazon Echo series, I have the ability to listen to text messages and voice calls on my Echo from anywhere from my phone, so I don't necessarily have to have my phone on me when when I am in the house. I can control things like my hue lights, the temperature in my home. I can control certain outlets. I can obviously get all the benefits that normally comes with an Alexa unit that lets you be able to get the weather, get the news, read audiobooks, anything like that. So there's a lot of benefit that comes with just having one around. And not only that, but then I can sync any other smart home technology to it and use just that as the control source for my stuff. But let me say that I want to give you guys another example of a different smart home hub. So lately I've been testing and trying out the Apple Home app, which comes just built in with every new iPhone nowadays, and it is actually a very robust system if you can get around the learning curve of how to work with it. I was kind of put off by it for a while, which is rare considering how much I like Apple, but it eventually worked itself out. But what it does is it lets me be able to automate things, which is what I like that Alexa is not as good at. It still does it and I still like it and I still use it, but it doesn't do as good of a job to me because I like to be able to specifically set different scenes and settings and things in my with my bulbs. So for example, when I'm playing Skyrim, I have a specific setting to set all the lights in my living room to different colors so that it makes me more immersed in the game because I'm a nerd. Or for example, if I want to set the mood lighting so that way for a movie night I can set it to a specific setting and it still looks pretty. Or when I have guests over I can do that. Or anything that I want to. Not only do I have individual control of my lights, but I have these themes that I can just press one button and it immediately works. And the nice thing about the Apple Home app is that it goes on my watch, it goes on my phone, I can get it from anywhere, control center, my computer, basically anything. And then on top of that, if you have a 4th gen Apple TV, the HomePod, or if you have an iPad that just sits at home all the time, you can use that as your hub, which is super awesome because this just works together so that you can use it remotely away from home, and I love that. So the point is that there are very big benefits to having a smart home hub because, as you guys listen to my channel and I talk about these smart outlets or the bulbs or, eventually I'd love to just get smart blinds, which just would blow my mind. Basically these blinds that change depending on the time of day so that you get the optimal stuff and things and stuff. You're going to want to consolidate it. You don't want to have 8 different apps to control 8 different products from 8 different brands, all just to do some stuff. You want it to all be in one thing, which is why investing in a smart home hub early on and be one of the first things that you get is a very good idea, because it'll make things feel so much more conducive to you. I mean, for example, you know, I have some security cameras at home that are connected to my smart home, that when they detect movement, like so when I come in the house at night, all my lights can turn on, which is really awesome, because say, like, you know, you set that as a security setting for, you know, maybe a intruder. So like, you know, if the intruder comes through the front door, which they often tend to do, then you can immediately have all the lights come on. Or like I've got those magnetic strips on my, you know, on the windows. You can set those so that when they get triggered, all the lights come on, and maybe they'll flash red, or maybe you just want them to be bright, and you can do all this different stuff all within your smart home hub. So you have these really cool options to be able to just customize things exactly the way you want it. So one final note about smart home hubs is that there's this new emergence of technology called a smart button, which I'm planning on getting one, by the way, just to like try it out and see, you know, how it works, and do a review here on the channel. And what those buttons do is you can customize these different orders. So like say that you want one button to turn on these lights, and to, you know, do this, and to turn this outlet on, and to set the thermostat to this temperature. And it's basically your coming into the house button. You can stick that on the wall next to your door and walk in and just press one button, and everything works the way that you want it to through your smart home hub. These are super cool. I love them. I think they're a great idea, and I'm excited to get one eventually and try it out, because they're not that expensive, believe it or not. So anyway, that is my quick thought about smart home hubs. If you guys want to know more about an individual one, make sure to comment down below, and I will be happy to talk about it. And if I am able to, I would love to actually demonstrate it. So for example, I have, you know, the Apple Home app, I have an Amazon Echo, several of them, so I can do these demonstrations for you to kind of demonstrate some of the abilities that they have. But that's all the time that I've got for today, so I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on Geekstreet Café.